The U.S. Navy has announced how it plans to discipline service members who refuse to comply with the Defense Department's COVID-19 vaccine mandate. And administrative actions, according to the Navy's announcement, may begin as soon as Navy service members meet the definition of refusing the vaccine, which it states is a Navy service member who is not or will not be fully vaccinated on the date required by the order and does not have a pending or approved exemption request. Joining me now to talk about what will happen to sailors who refused the COVID-19 vaccine is Mike Berry, General Counsel for First Liberty Institute, who has served numerous positions within the Marine Corps and continues to serve as a member of the Marine Corps Reserve. Mike, welcome back to the program.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be back with you.
Good to have you. November 14th and December 14th are the final days active and selected reserve have to receive the second of the two required shots. Can you summarize for us what happens to sailors after those dates?
Well, just as you described, Joe, the Navy said they're going to begin initiating separation proceedings for those sailors who don't meet the definition of fully vaccinated. But what's even worse is that, well, first of all, those sailors, many of them are already suffering harassment and intimidation by their commands, who've essentially told them they're no longer welcome in the Navy. They're being treated like second-class citizens simply because they have a sincere objection to the vaccine. And then to really add injury on top of insult, the Navy has said that the commanders now have the discretion to begin seeking recoupment of money that was spent training them if they don't get the vaccine and are kicked out of the Navy. So not only are they hitting them where it hurts in terms of not being able to continue their service, their faithful service to this nation, they're now trying to hit them in the pocketbook, which is nothing more than being vindictive, in my opinion.
Now, people leave the military all the time for a variety of reasons. Is it your sense that the military, you use the word vindictive, are they treating the sailors who don't want the COVID vaccine differently than they would treat others who might be in the course of leaving the military?
Oh, there's absolutely no question that service members across all branches of the military who don't want to receive the vaccine, whether it's for religious reasons, which is, I would say, the vast majority of people who have an objection to the vaccine. It's based on their sincerely held religious beliefs, but even those who have medical conditions that prevent them or prohibit them from getting the vaccine, as I said, they're being treated like second-class citizens. First Liberty Institute represents 40 Navy SEALs, U.S. Navy SEALs right now, who have sincere religious objections. And I'm going to tell you right now, Joe, a death row inmate or an illegal immigrant in this country has more rights than a U.S. Navy SEAL right now.
That is a terrible report. There has been a lot of discussion about whether these were going to be honorable discharges, dishonorable discharges, what the consequences would be. Can you tell us the latest on that discussion?
Yeah, according to the same order that you referenced earlier, it's ALMAV 225-21. The Navy has said that commanders can begin seeking what's called a general discharge. So, you know, there's different types of discharges. The one that you want to get is an honorable discharge. Obviously, that's something that most people are probably familiar with is getting the honorable discharge. But it's saying that if somebody gets kicked out because they refuse to get the COVID vaccine, they can get a general discharge. And that's a bit of a stain on somebody's record, I have to say. It can actually cause problems for trying to get a job after your time in the military is up. It can cause problems trying to get VA benefits, unemployment benefits, medical benefits, et cetera. So again, in my opinion, it's nothing more than vindictive. If people want to leave the military of their own volition, the military should allow them to do so without having a black stain on their record that's going to follow them around for the rest of their lives just because they have a sincere religious objection to the vaccine.
The order does acknowledge exemptions that could be applied. What's the status for those who are applying? Are they being granted in any cases? And if not any cases, if not all cases, why just some?
Look, I've reviewed hundreds of service members' religious exemption requests because of my role here at First Liberty, and people, hundreds, if not thousands of people have contacted First Liberty asking us to help them with their religious exemptions. And of the hundreds that I've seen, not a single one has been granted. I'm not aware of a single religious exemption being granted across all 4 branches of the military. And that is almost an impossibility, right? It's impossible that the military cannot grant even a single religious exemption. And yet that's the current state of play. It's unconstitutional, it's unlawful, and it's un-American.
The more evidence you provide, the more it does sound like the word vindictive does apply. Is there some kind of massive outbreak of COVID in the Navy that we're not aware of that would justify this kind of response?
Not that I'm aware of. And to make matters worse, let's put it in this context. The DOD and the Navy are now saying that we have to have 100% vaccination because it's really a matter of national security. They're essentially saying our military will not be able to do its job unless they have 100% vaccination across the entire DOD. And my response to that is, are you telling me that our military was not capable of defending this nation from approximately February of 2020 until approximately August of 2021? Because guess what? We didn't have vaccines during that roughly 18-month period. Are you saying, Secretary of Defense, that our military was incapable of accomplishing its mission for that 18-month period? Because if that's the case, then somebody needs to be fired for that.
Yeah.
And
Mike Berry, we are out of time. First Liberty, we really appreciate you joining us today.
Thanks for having me.